a show now, bring on many men. It's real, let's ain't black. I'm heavy sent. Bring it dark to the 5 like I'm heavy lit. And I know you tonguing down on it. When you bring dark to the light, yeah, they frown it. To above, I cannot fall for no county. Cause they showing love, cause they hurt. Doubted it. Too many rags in the count. I can't tell you if I can't keep count. Once they get a taste of me, they gon' keep round. When I drop you off.
The Mavericks look to take charge at the American Airlines Center in Dallas, Texas, and we're going to bring it to you live. This is Kevin Harlan alongside Clark Kellogg and Greg Anthony. DA will join us tonight on the sideline. And the Nets head back to Brooklyn after today's contest. And, of course, Chris Paul. This is first game in his new Dallas Mavericks uniform.
Man, that trade is something that has just electrified this entire fan base, the players, the people working for the organization. They think it may be that piece of the puzzle necessary to finally get this team over the hump.
And so it's the Nets getting on the board first. Here's Powell, and he banks in the layup. And both teams tonight, Greg, can go deep into their benches. It seems like a growing trend.
Yeah, I think teams are digging deeper more than ever before, and even getting into two-way contracts that give you depth past your top 15 guys.
Green taking his time here. Dinwiddie outside. And that one drops for him. And it's Harris with the ball for the Brooklyn Nets. He gets a chance now to catch up with the fourth member of our crew, Hall of Famer David Aldridge.
Joe Harris.
Well, I was able to talk with Coach Jason Kidd. We talked about the best strategy of containing Kevin Durant on the offensive end. Coach told me Kevin's going to get his. You can't stop that. But if you can push him off his favorite spots, it might make his production a bit more palatable to our defense. Well, they've done their homework on KD, but the exam is going to be harder. Guys?
Thank you, David. Clock is at 3. Here's Paul. And they turn over the 24-second buzzer, signaling the shot clock violation. Now about 2 minutes gone here in the first quarter. Drummond, a screen. Top of the key. Good. He hits the jump shot. KD's got 5 now.
You know, he's a good guy to have running that particular set. I mean, Durant is not a guy who makes a lot of mistakes in the pick and roll.
And how chaotic was this offseason for Simmons? I mean, the trade rumors swirling, stepping back from Team Australia, ultimately traded, and you talk about someone just dying for a fresh start.
You know, at the end of the day, size does matter, especially on the glass.
Dinwiddie attacking. That's his second shot and his second basket. He's 2 for 2.
And that assist got him a little nod from his teammate after that one.
And taken away by Paul. Driving to the basket. Pass to Powell. McGee a screen. Here's Paul. It's sent back down by Simmons.
An elite defensive threat and presence. Simmons understands exactly how to use his body to position himself for excellent defense.
Now here's Paul. And another shot. Kicks it out to Paul. Nailed from three-point land.
Really confident shooting from Paul out at the arc. If he likes the look, he can drain it from range.
Durant for 3. And they call over the back here. Too much contact.
He must have thought he was a jungle gym the way he was climbing all over his back. Easy call.
Yeah, that's a good one there, man. I tell you, I appreciate the effort, but he overdid it just a bit there. He needed to get called for the foul.
McGee a screen to the paint, and it's sent back by Drummond.
You got to be careful shooting around Drummond. I mean, he has a really good knack for when to go for the blocks.
And he's not going to miss that sort of an opportunity from deep.
Now here's Dinwiddie. Pass to McGee. Brooklyn with the rebound.
That's exactly the look they wanted, guys. Right guy, right play, wrong result.
And that's the kind of lead pass we've come to expect from him.
Here's Dinwiddie. Powell with the screen. To the inside. Here's McGee. And a great assist by Paul as that one goes in.
Paul is so gifted at creating for his teammates. I mean, he's just got a special knack, and it's one that's been honed over years and years of playing. He really does work hard to get everybody involved. Excellent vision by Durant out there. What a nice pass.
Here's Paul. Uses the glass to finish the layup. Paul's got 5 now.
Against close defense, Paul's agility and ball handling is really what makes the difference. Slipping by and able to get the finish.
To the middle. Outside for Simmons. Dinwiddie with the steal. The first quarter all wrapped up, and it's been an exciting game so far. Nets out in front. They lead by a bucket.
All right.
Don't go anywhere, folks. We'll be back in just a moment.
For your Mavericks dance team. Ladies and gentlemen, your Mavericks dance team.
Some good action already in this one, but a fairly even matchup after the first quarter of play. And a moment to look at the scoring approach in terms of where the points are coming from for the Nets.
Boy, the three-point shot has really been dropping for him early on.
And the other thing, though, is their execution in terms of their ball movement has been flawless. Sets up a lot of easy scoring opportunities.
Here's Paul. Pass to McGee. Goes up and lays it nice and easy. McGee's got the opening basket here in the second quarter for the Mavericks.
And with Chris Paul, he makes this team work. Gets the most out of his teammates and has done that wherever he's played.
Seth Curry.
Curry's shot is good.
And we've seen several lead changes tonight. Neither team giving an inch.
Yeah, and the lead has changed hands, and it just hasn't stayed in those hands very long when it's changed. Back and forth we go.
Okay, well, let's go down to David Aldridge for a report from the sideline.
Thank you, Kevin. Well, the Brooklyn Nets are creating a fresh legacy. Kevin Durant says it's new energy. We're one of the first teams in Nets history where fans are expecting us to do good things. The basketball culture is deep in Brooklyn, and they're looking for a team to latch on to. Well, guys, it looks like they found a good one.
I agree, David. Thanks. As you said, Paul's teams often overachieve in the standings.
People still underestimate his impact. Sets up and improves his guys as well as anyone, and he's the engine to this whole operation.
Pass to Curry. Picked by Griffin. A three-pointer, no good. Mavericks trailed by 3. Here's Finney-Smith, defended by Griffin. Here's Finney-Smith, and he uses both hands to jam it in.
Oh, and he went for the two-hander on the slam, using some muscle.
Some urgency from him there, sure.
I get the feeling, guys, that he may be sensing that this is a critical time in this game.
It's Noel, high post. The shot misses, and it's Dallas the other way. And the foul called on Blake Griffin. That is his first foul of the game.
Team foul.
And the Mavericks making a change here.
Your Mavericks, John Christopher.
And Dallas again with the bucket. We've seen the lead change hands quite a bit in this one.
And, guys, I think each team knows they can win this game. Just a matter who can catch that momentum.
Bounce pass, Mills. Back to Curry. Nice ball movement by Brooklyn. And again, it's the Nets missing. The Mavericks leading. Pass to Finney-Smith. Now, here's Marjanovic. Here's Ntilikina. Mills with the steal. Outside, Green. Back to Griffin. And here's Mills. Now, Griffin. And the layup's good off the glass.
Griffin.
And the Nets lead by 1. And so many teams looking to space the floor. Greg, how many non-shooters can you play and still have a good offense?
Well, I think most teams go 4 out, meaning you got to have at least 4 guys that are a threat on the perimeter, keeping a vertical spacer at that dunker spot. But if your dunker can also shoot, man, that puts even more pressure on the defense.
And the basket by Curry.
It helps when Seth Curry is on the attack. He wants to get as close to the rim as possible.
And almost 4 minutes gone here in the second quarter of play. They set the screen. Back to Marjanovic. Shot clock at 5. Count it. Marjanovic has got the lead up to 1 now for the Mavs. It has been nip and tuck through the first half.
Exactly, guys. The way it's seesawed back and forth, unbelievable.
Outside Curry. Inside, Noel. Count it, good.
Assisted.
A precision passer, Curry, also excellent at seeing his guys when they're open.
Pass to Christopher. Into the lane. Great D that time from Green. And the Nets with possession here. We've got a 9-second difference between the shot clock and the game clock. Out to the right wing. Here's Ntilikina. Covered by Mills. Marjanovic with it. Shoots from the high post. And he knocks down the jumper. And the Mavericks lead by 1.
Yeah, I like the feel Ntilikina showed there. I mean, nice sense of where he was and what was available.
And a close game so far through the first 2 quarters as and if you're just joining us, we've played through the first half in a game that's been fairly even so far. So it's Ntilikina who brings up the ball for the Dallas Mavericks. Pass to Christopher. Fires at the elbow. The putback. Here's Marjanovic. And that basket's going to count, folks. Gets the goaltending call right there.
Man, that's a tough call for the ref to make there. I'm not sure it was on the way down, but that's how they saw it.
Down low. Here's Drummond. And it's Drummond with the jam.
You know, Ben Simmons can make spectacular passes, but he doesn't need to be flashy. He's all about helping his teammates get easy baskets.
Dinwiddie with the bucket.
Just a little confusion among the D as to who was supposed to be on it.
Outside, Simmons. Poked away. It's stolen by Green. For the finish. And the dunk by Powell.
You know, Powell is an excellent athlete, easily leaking out in transition and making himself a big target to throw the ball to.
Inside. And Simmons slams it in.
Just the kind of play they need in a game this close.
You know, that's the kind of aggression they want from their floor leader.
And it just forces the defense to pay more attention to him, guys, which we know can open up things for others.
And it's Paul penetrating. McGee drops in the layup for 2. McGee's got 6 points.
It's a great move, and he catches the defense completely off guard.
Yeah, if that's a harbinger of things to come, he's looking at having a very big second half.
From From the sideline, let's catch up with Hall of Famer David Aldridge.
Thank you, Kevin. Paul George has taken some heat in recent years. He says people get so caught up in what other folks think. I'm Paul George. I don't care to be anybody else. I am who I am. You love it or you don't. Simple as that. Guys, with his play on the floor, he has answered all of his critics.
Paul George.
He is certainly playing at an elite level. EA, thank you.
Paul George has become such an assertive and confident player who knows exactly when he's in position to get that catch and shoot off.
To the paint, Paul George with the steal. In transition, here come the Nets. Harris has got the ball. Powell with the steal. Green with the ball. Picked up by Harris. Pass to Powell. From outside the arc. The shot, no good. And it's the Nets taking it the other way.
And Dwight Powell continuing his comeback. The ruptured Achilles back in 2020. And that injury now not the career ender it once was.
Well said, Greg. Guys come back from that because of the advances in technology and training. And a credit to Powell that he's back and looking as tough and as impactful as ever. He's a guy that kind of holds the mortar together on teams. Does a lot of the stuff that needs to be done. George really efficient close to the hoop. He makes the most of just about every chance down low.
Kicks it out to Paul. Fires the three. Sinks the triple. Paul's got 8 points.
Yeah, there's 6 points on consecutive 3 balls. They're finding holes now in the D.
And George with the stuff.
Paul George really feeling it right now. Another bucket to his credit.
The drive by Green. Pass to McGee. They get a hand on it. And stolen by Drummond. Here's George. And foul on the shot. He'll shoot 2 at the free throw line.
That's his first personal foul.
Well, George can really change pace quickly. He's excellent at drawing physical contact.
Paul George.
And we all know what George brings offensively. But it's his ability as a defender that stands out. Great instincts to make plays on that end of the floor.
That's his first personal foul.
Really no idea why you're fouling in a situation like that. You know, maybe there's some bad blood between those two.
Yeah, but that's no excuse for that kind of foul. I mean, that might be an explanation for it, but certainly doesn't justify it. And even then, it's just not a good play.
For your Mavericks dance team. Now into the lineup for the Nets. And the lineup.
Timeout called, the Nets. And with Paul George and his defense, Greg, you almost forget how great of an impact it made.
He just kind of flies under the radar with his defensive play. I mean, this guy could be considered for the Defensive Player of the Year almost every year. One of the more disruptive forces on that end of the floor. Every time out, a chance to review the lineups, matchups, or call a play.
Yeah, and I agree. I think there's going to be a new wrinkle in their game plan when they come out of this timeout.
Now into the lineup for the Nets.
1:02 left to play in the third. Right wing. Pass to Marjanovic. 5 on the clock. Here's Ntilikina. Missed inside.
Good offense squaring up against better D there. You got to appreciate that stop.
Simmons' shot is good. Simmons got 4 points in the quarter.
They are just killing him on the interior.
Yeah, you can't say that with enough emphasis. I mean, the defenders are just not being aggressive enough down low. You got to play with some physicality in the paint.
Pass to Finney-Smith. Out to the right wing. Right through the D for the layup. And the Mavericks lead by 3. Now Simmons. still anybody's game as we've reached the end of 3. Mavericks ahead, leading by 3. And we're coming right back. And it's been a very competitive game so far as we get rolling here in quarter number 4. Nets trailed by 3. George looking over the floor. Out to Harris. Here's Simmons. And Simmons slams it in.
Excellent concentration that time by the 6'10" Simmons. Very good at completing these chances despite the defense's best efforts.
So valuable on the defensive side of the ball. Simmons goes beyond versatile, Clark. He can guard 1 through 5 at a very high level.
Well, Kevin, you start with his tremendous athleticism for a guy that's a legitimate 6'11". He takes pride in defending, and he's disruptive as well as disciplined.
It's good.
Assist goes to.
And an important part of every team's game, a look at the hustle stats for the Nets.
Defensively, they played with a lot of energy, and the steals we've seen are a result of that aggressiveness.
And, guys, the thing that jumps out at me is their block shots. I mean, they're playing up on the shooters tightly, and then they're sending them packing. I mean, putting those shots in reverse, all in a clear, good day's work.
And so it's going to be a 3-second violation out there on the defense. And so he hits the technical free throw.
Chris Paul sets up a fantastic example for younger players. I mean, CP3 defines what it means to be a pro.
Here's McGee. And contact on the shot, so he'll be shooting free throws here.
Really the right play defensively. If you can't block, force him to the line.
Yeah, exactly. Prevent the layup, give them a little bump, and then maybe they'll think twice about coming into the lane next time. And if they don't think about it, at least they might be distracted by your presence.
The high post shot. KD's shot is off.
You almost have to assume he's going to knock those down when he is that open.
Dinwiddie's shot is off. The Nets with the lead. Screen by Durant. Here's George. And blocked. That one goes careening off the glass. The drive by Paul. And Durant sends it back.
Well, that'll get everybody on the bench fired up. They love to see KD playing some D like that.
It's stolen by Green. Pass to Dinwiddie. And stolen by Drummond. To the middle. McGee with the block.
Boy, and the wingspan McGee has covers a lot of ground. Very useful for shot blocking.
Powell with the screen. And it's Paul George with the foul. That's his first foul.
Second team foul.
Fourth quarter of play. We're about 2.5 minutes through it right now. Shot clock at 6. And it's Paul George with the foul. That'll be his second foul of the game.
And now only one away from being in the penalty.
Yep, the next one puts them on the line, so they've got to be careful the rest of the way.
And again, Dallas turns it over.
Nets ball.
Here's KD. Here's Drummond. And Drummond throws it down.
You know, I would venture to say if you didn't run one play for Drummond all night, he still could score in double digits. He is an incredible offensive rebounder.
So both teams making some changes here. All right, let's catch up with our sideline reporter, David Aldridge.
Thanks, guys. I got a chance to listen in on what Jason Kidd was talking about with his players. And he's pushing them to empty the tank, He said, I know you're tired and it's been a tough game, but we can't hold back. If you're tired, come out. Otherwise, I want you full speed, guys.
Okay, David, thanks. Nobody near George. Basket is good. The assist from Harris. Now it's a 6-point Nets lead. And it's Ball penetrating. They kick it out to Green. A minute 42 left here in the fourth quarter. Pass to McGee. And easy 2 points on the layup.
It's been like this all night for both teams. The offenses having their way.
Any lull in the action so far has been short-lived because there have been nothing but buckets in this one.
Nice move. Another one falls for Brooklyn.
Nice handles, tight handles, fluid handles, right into his shooting motion. Durant able to do everything on the offensive end.
Back to Paul for three. Hits it from three-point range.
Defensively, you can't back off him that much, and you don't want to give up easy threes at this stage of the game.
KD with it. Chris Paul covering. Dinwiddie with the steal. There's 57 seconds left in the fourth. There's Cleveland. Can't tie it up as that one's no good. And Simmons has got the ball here for Brooklyn. They've allowed just 7 points here in the fourth quarter. Durant in the corner. Screen by Simmons. Out to Harris. 5 to shoot. And again, Brooklyn with the triple.
3 points.
You know, knocking down the three guys, that's one of the premier three-point gunners in the NBA, Joe Harris.
7-second difference, shot and game clock. It's sent back down by Simmons.
Foul.
And an intentional foul right there.
That's his first personal foul. Second team foul.
And here are the Nets. They're on a 16-7 run. And now they decide to foul intentionally.
First personal foul.
So the first one drops, and that makes it a 7-point lead.
You know, coming out of high school, George had a lot of options. He chose Fresno State, and it was a good call. His skills were on full display. He got to grow and blossom there. He became a leader. Even got his number retired and earned the number 10 pick in the draft, which was a surprise. And he's paid that off in a big way over his career.
For the Nets, Nerlens Noel, Blake Griffin, James Johnson, Patrick Mills.
Kleber with it. Screen by Kleber. Pass to Dinwiddie. From deep three-point range. And so it's